Nobody tells you this, but the best brands aren't built by the smartest people. They're built by people with a plan. I'm Jasmine, and I have an audience of over 100,000 across all platforms, and I've worked with the New York Yankees, NBC, and National Geographic. And it wasn't luck, it was a system. Most people just post and hope for the best. That's a trap. I'm giving you the map today. Stop waiting for luck. Start using a plan. If you're here, you've probably started, then stopped, started, then stopped. And there are 3 lies that you're telling yourself that keeps you from going. Lie number 1, everyone will judge me. Truth, nobody's watching yet. So you have your first 50 posts to really find your voice. Lie number 2 is that you need to pick one niche. You are the niche. So pick your top 3 favorite things and go from there. Lie number 3, I need a fancy camera. You don't need a fancy camera. You can use your phone, and really for the first 50, you're really trying to work on your expertise and your presence.
Your first 50 posts are just for practice.
So please have fun. And now it's time to go to the clarity section of the workbook because it's time to work backwards. First, what do you want in a year? Not just likes, real life results. Next, what do you want people to say about you when you're not in the room? Then, what will you do every single day to prove that? Your brand and your reputation are what you do every single day. What I really want you to get from this section is that you need to have audacious, huge goals. What do you want at the end of 365 days? What are you gonna do to get there? And what are the 3 words you want your brand to be associated with? The creator economy has changed so much, and the things that used to give you attention before no longer work. But the one thing that has stayed true is that stories matter. People don't want to see the perfect life anymore. They want to see the obstacles. They want to see the things that are difficult and challenging in your life. But to tell the story, whether it's losing a job or getting pregnant or anything else, your story needs 3 parts. Clients constantly ask me, why do I need to focus on the hook of a story? If I have a story that is 20 minutes long, what difference does the first 3 seconds make? And honestly, the first 3 seconds make the most difference out of the whole entire story. It doesn't matter how long it is, because if your audience that you're trying to reach doesn't stop the scroll and they never see your video, the 20 minutes never matter. So you need to focus the most attention, especially in the beginning, on the first 3 seconds. Then you need the tension. You need the problem that you're solving or the problem that you're having. This is also called the messy middle. This is where you're going to show the struggle. And finally, you have the lesson. What can they do to win? How are you solving their problem? The top takeaway that I want you to get from this section is that the first 3 seconds is the most important. And that means you need a video hook, an audio hook, and a text hook. Okay, let's talk about social media platforms. You definitely cannot start out and be on every platform. So you need to know where your audience resides, where they spend most of their time, and where you feel most comfortable. Pick that one. And let's talk about the platforms. So there's YouTube, there's Instagram, there's Substack, there's X, and there's Pinterest, there's Facebook, there's YouTube Shorts, Lemonade, and there are a bunch of others. But I think those are the top that you should really think about. You're gonna use the social media platform to build an audience, and then you're gonna send them over to your email list. Whether you host it on Substack or Beehive, you want that to be the end goal. You want to be able to have control of your audience, because if you lose your Instagram or any other social media platform, you have no way of contacting those followers ever again. So make sure you get an email list. The number 1 question that I get is, how do I monetize? How do I get brands to give me money? And you need to stop begging the brands. You need to start solving their problems. So that's why I made my framework LENS. The L stands for look what they are doing. Go to their social media page, go to Reddit, look at the campaigns that they're currently participating in, and look at the creators that they're currently working with. Now, why should you do that? Because you don't know what they need or what you should provide unless you know what they're currently doing. E is for evidence. So make sure that you have evidence to show that you're already a part of their community and you already like their stuff, whether it's merchandise, services. Make sure that you have content on your page or access to content that you previously created. Now, this is where I get a lot of pushback. Why do I need to create a whole video to show them? Because if you want to set yourself apart Think about how amazed the person, the human behind the brand, will think if you already have content that shows that your audience likes their products and they can show that to their boss to advocate for you. Let's say you have less followers than other people that they've worked with. If you show that you're already committed to that community, think about where that puts you on the list. N is for numbers. Show them how many people are engaged in your audience. Show them the likes, the shares, the comments, the direct messages. Show them that your audience cares about that brand and their campaign. Now we have S. This is where you put everything together. This is where you package up your solution for their problem. If they want more shares, if they want more reach, if they want more sales, then you're going to package an idea and you're not going to say, hey, I'd love to work together. That is not specific. Look at the campaigns that they're currently running or previously ran and use that to pitch how you and your audience can help them get to that desired result. This framework is why I've done more collaborations in the first quarter of this year than I did last year, because I got very specific about my audience and what I provide and how I can add value and become a partner to the brand, not just a creator. Once you become a partner and they feel like you're thinking about what they want and what they need, that relationship can only get better from there.